Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're to interrupt 2011. On our program is Eric Bednash. He's the CEO of RackTop Systems. Eric, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Rich. How are you? Good.
So your company's relatively new, and we're thrilled to talk with you and find out more about what you do.
Thanks. Well, RackTop Systems, we develop enterprise IT appliances that are focused in the data storage area, data backup and recovery. We also make IT utility appliances to manage and monitor your virtual infrastructures. So we build things that help you support your IT.
Now, in terms of what you're seeing in the market in the last year that your company's been in existence, have you seen any changes over that time?
Well, of course, the cloud. How could you ignore the cloud? It is it's a huge focus of this event. Something that everybody is seeming to go to. There are a lot of concerns with the cloud. There's still a lot of apprehension, security, availability of your data, needing to get at it when you need it. So we're seeing a big cloud push, of course, but a lot of our products, we have hybrid cloud solutions. So we try to ease the pain of moving to the cloud by securing data and alleviating some of those concerns our customers have.
And so at this event, are customers giving you any feedback? Can you share that with us, what they're saying?
Well, as I mentioned, some of the apprehension that they have of moving to the cloud, feedback relative to some of the services we provide. Of course, I mentioned data backup and recovery. And one of the big concerns is taking your data and taking your critical data and storing it off-site. And that's a big concern of a customer because your data backup is only as good as your data restore. If you can't get that data back, then it's pretty much useless, right? Why back up in the first place? So what we're hearing is that they want the data to be secure, they want it to be available, and they need to be able to restore it back to their devices when they need to restore it. So that's the generic feedback we're hearing relative to the products that we develop surrounding backup and recovery, leveraging the cloud for our customers and to make that possible.
Now, Amazon's recent outage in their EC2 solution, cloud-based solution, is that beneficial, that news, to you, or does it hurt you? What happens with that?
I don't know that it's really beneficial, other than it raises awareness of really some of the dangers of cloud, right? Cloud's new, but old. I guess it all depends on what your cloud definition is.
Well, yesterday I had IBM on, and I congratulated my guest on his company actually inventing the cloud, and he's like, oh yeah, I never thought of it that way. And yeah, when you think about it, it's not a new concept, right?
Right. Well, you know, I invented the internet. No, but anyone who's been in IT long enough.
That's such a great entree into some comments. We actually had Al Gore as one of our keynoters or one of our past shows. It was kind of interesting. He played on that really well, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack you. But
no, that's fine. So anyone who's been in this business a long time knows that the cloud is the internet, and essentially it's moving the data from private networks to that public network. Has really kind of been the recent surge in cloud, and but you know, as our internet pipes grow, it's more possible to do that. So having Amazon go down is really beneficial in terms of raising the awareness of the possibilities of what could happen when someone else has control over your infrastructure. You would normally have your IT stuff in your data center, and you would have your systems administrators managing that infrastructure, and you would know who to go to if a server went down. Well, now you have an expectation of the services and the servers to be online all the time because you're using a huge provider like Amazon. And when something goes wrong, you think it shouldn't go wrong, but it will, because those same folks that would manage your infrastructure that you would hire for your company are actually supporting Amazon in the same way. So there's people involved. Whenever there's people involved, there could be potential problems. And I think that the Amazon outage, more than anything, raises awareness to what could really happen, regardless of who's managing your data center, who's managing your servers, that are providing the services.
I don't want to pick on any particular company, but I know that when Amazon had their outage, there were many complaints that it was difficult to speak with anybody from Amazon about the outage. Bloomberg actually beat them up on TV, talking about how they weren't responding to requests for information, and there were a number of other media outlets that looked for requests, and Amazon felt comfortable putting out news on a website, and that was how they wanted to communicate the information on the outage. Does the fact that you are starting a smaller company, a leaner company, where I would imagine that you're a little bit more accessible than Jeff Bezos, help customers? So if there's, at least if something happens with your cloud-based solutions, they can call you and say, oh my God, what's going on, help me?
That is a critical point, because I think that as we move to more smartphones and iPhones and don't call me, text me, and send me an email, you start to lose that kind of old-fashioned customer attention and customer touch. And that's something that over the years we've always focused, I've always focused on providing, and RackTop Systems tries to provide that same level of support and service. And yes, being a small company allows us to do that. Amazon's dealing with a disaster. Things are going down. People want to know why they're going down, and more stuff is going down, and their servers didn't fail over, and their cloud zones didn't work the way they were supposed to work. And you know, it's the building's on fire. And it's hard to kind of get the information out and still make your customers feel calm and let them know that their data will be back and their services will be back online. But I think it's extremely important. And that's another challenge you face when you go ahead and use some of the bigger services, that you don't face that challenge with a smaller company like RackTop, where we're still agile and lean enough to be able to have that kind of personalized customer touch. If you have a problem, we're there. You know, I respond to emails all the time. I get on the phone with customers all the time. So yes, the smaller company, more personalized attention I think is definitely important, and is a little bit lost in this kind of current age of the internet.
Because you've got really big companies, right, that you compete with, and those companies, I mean, it's just, they just, their CEOs can't get on the phone every time something happens.
They're too busy. There's a lot of layers. Sometimes you kind of get lost in the shuffle. If you had 10,000 servers with Amazon, I'm sure you get a lot more attention than if you had two. But is your data and are your services less important? No, and they're probably not less important than Amazon. It's just a matter of who has the loudest voice at the time, and the type of company, and how large the company is to be able to handle that. And
great. Well, thanks for being on the program today.
Thanks, Rich. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks.
Did we get everything you wanted?